Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting edition, another episode here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. It's your boys, the Omnibros, live on a Thursday night talking about manga. In this case, all the cool manga that are coming out in the month of January. We do it every month. I love going through the list, and I'm joined by the famous Omnibus collector himself. Riley, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm tired. For no reason whatsoever, I stayed up until 5 last night, and I woke up at like 8, and it was funny because like I was on my computer and I was watching C Lab 2021, and I looked at the clock, and it was like 1 a.m. and I was like, I'm gonna do a couple things and then I'll go to bed. And then I swear to God, like I watched a little bit. I had to like use the bathroom, and I came back from the bathroom and I looked and it was like 4:30. I'm like, God dang it. I don't know if I like passed out at some point unknowingly, but I'm running on fumes right now. But I've been busy all week, so I have to keep running on fumes. Fumes and extra energy drink.
We're gonna try and stick to an hour. Usually we like to go off on tangents and have some fun, but yeah, you've told me it's been hectic. I get it. So we're gonna keep it concise on this episode. Thank you to the chat as always. See James there with Dinosaur Books. Thank you so much. Everybody, let me remind you that all the manga that are going to be featured on tonight's stream, you can find at our sponsor's website. That is, of course, InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions, whether it be an omnibus, trade paperback, hardcover, manga, and so much more. You can find it over at InStock Trades. Deals can go up to 50 to even 60% off at times. You got to check out the website every day. Orders $50 or more gets you free shipping. Fantastic customer service. Wonderful packaging. That's InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibroslive here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Also, quick reminder, at the end of the month, on the 30th, we're going to do the gift card giveaway valued at $50. Open to anybody on the internet. You gotta tune in the chat and participate for your shot at winning the gift card. So that is all courtesy of InStock Trades. We showed the deals of the week yesterday. You can see them right here again. And the new releases, there are a couple manga. We're going to talk about these as well because it's the first week of the year. So happy New Year, all you manga collectors. Happy New Year, Riley. Happy New Year. Yeah, look at this. It's so cute and wonderful right there. No manga there, but I see what was it, Blue Box over there in the releases section. That's cool. So go check out InStock Trades for all your manga needs. Also, a little bit of trivia. I'm still in the holiday season because we still got tomorrow left over here with Three Kings Day or the Epiphany. So that's why the logo for Omnibros is still festive as hell. So it ends tomorrow, and then it takes a break, and then it comes back in November. So that's how it rolls around town over here. So tomorrow is second Christmas for your boy. I got myself something, and I don't think it's going to arrive in time because it's shipped from China. Yeah. Evil manga. January is a huge month. Hell yeah, Baz Reads Books. We're going to go over that. Real quick, Riley, did you haul anything by any chance that you want to show?
I do have some of the stuff that Yen Press sent me, and I'll show those during the as we're going through stuff.
Nice.
Let me get those ready because I just realized that I put my books after I read them into a little box before I put them away, and I had already put a couple of those in there. I did haul a bunch of other stuff, but I have like 4 outstanding orders dating back to pretty far. I think just with the holidays and stuff, kind of fell behind, and like I'm sure they had a ton of orders come through for the last week of the holiday sales.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, continue.
Mostly what I have that's not yet been shipped or is in transit is just new releases. But I think I mentioned it last week. They did restock all of Astro Boy, the 7 omnibus editions,
Mhm.
and those restocks of the Oh My Goddess Omnis, also from Dark Horse. The first 3 are available right now. So if you've been interested in picking up either of those, now would be a good time.
Yeah.
And the one, this is one that technically came out last month, I believe, but it's not available on Right Stuff. Just make sure to mention it for Starfruit Books. Not All Girls Are Stupid.
You mentioned on the last stream why the problem with that. Yeah.
Because it has some like sexual material in there and
Yeah.
all that jazz. So mention it again for anyone that might have not been here last time. But Starfruit Books has released Not All Girls Are Stupid. I would give you a description of what the story is, but the only thing on the back is this manga contains nudity and sexual situations and is intended for mature readers. You can buy it from their website. So Starfruit Books website, it's a $20 book. It's rather well put together. And it comes with a nice little
not a lithograph, art print, whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, they could try selling it at the naughty Right Stuff website.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they could.
Buyanime.com.
I'm wondering if they could, but it's like, I know we talked about it last week, and not to like go off on that tangent, but like it seems really weird because like that website is like straight H manga. Like if you go through, it's this kind of stuff that has like the covers are nude and stuff.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. I can't share my screen, but I'm looking at it right now.
Like you can't even share the covers of those things. Whereas like most of the stuff like this are on Right Stuff. So I don't know why they had that like just they were like, nope, you can't do it. Because they've sold some of Starfruit stuff before. Like they have had the Hideshi Hino book and I forget the other one. It's like romantic comedy one that I can't. And then there's the L one. They have a few releases and like everything else has been on Right Stuff. So that's just kind of weird.
You want to know something funny about this website? I'm looking at it right now. I'm seeing pre-orders for Kaiji, Shusoshimi books, The Men Who Created Gundam.
On Buy Anime?
Yes. Vampires, the Yuri vampire manga.
Those are all Denpa, so I wonder if that's because of Baku.
Under Ninjas there. The Girl with Sanpaku Eyes. Inside Mari. There's a bunch here that isn't necessarily pornographic.
Literally all of those are Denpa, and so I'm wondering if they just have those as part of their catalog because of that, because Denpa is part of Baku.
That is so random. So if you find out that Inside Mari is out of stock everywhere else, you can technically get it from the other website, buyanime.com.
I remember when they first separated and moved all that to the other website, the that
we
other
did a stream that night.
Yeah, Robert's Anime Corner Store, they like did, and they were like, well, we still have everything in one place. And they do. I went over and I looked and they do. They have like a spicy section.
Okay. Well, there you go. Let's see. Blacksmith Wolf says, want to pick up Not All Girls, but they don't have any distributors in Australia, and shipping is more than the cost of the book. Damn.
Yeah.
Can you get it digitally at least? That way you can still support the company.
I know they do digital. I don't know if that one is available digital. Yeah, well, I know.
That's rough.
One of my friends, she wanted to get it as well and was disappointed. Like she reached out to Matt about it over at Starfruit, and he was like, "Yeah, we don't have we don't have the distributor for international stuff."
Binge read all of Nanato Kaoru after someone mentioned it a couple weeks ago. What a wild ride. It is a wild ride. A sexy ride. Anyways, let's do I didn't haul anything. I'm still with the ongoing drama of Right Stuff losing my order.
Shame.
filed the claim with the Route insurance service, and they responded very quickly, and they sent in a replacement. However, I still don't have that replacement because they need to make the order again, right? So I'm looking around on Bright Stuff, and there's one book that's holding this order from happening, and it's the My Dress Up Darling Volume 2 is currently out of stock, and that is holding up everything else.
Was that out of stock before, or was that 3? I know one of them was out of stock before as well.
That was out of stock for a while, and when I made the order, I was excited because all of My Dress Up Darling was available at mid-November. So I was like, oh, all right, finally, I can add it to the thing. And yeah, now it's holding everything back. So I don't know when I'm going to see that box of books. I did place an order now for the month of January, so it's going to be funny to get that instead of something from November from last year.
I was going to say, I wonder if you could ask them to just cancel that book, and then so you can order it again when it's available, so you can just get your other stuff.
I thought about it, and I honestly just forgot. It in my head. I'm going to say something. I'll do it later. And now I'm remembering it because you said it.
Yep,
that's how my brain works. But that's what's happening. Let's do previews. Lots of stuff coming out. Let's go to actual previews world, because the first week is no longer available at Right Stuff, and I can't show the images over there, but I can still share the previews page. We shared this on Monday, but I don't talk about the manga stuff on Monday. Let's see if I missed anything over here.
For Thursdays.
Yeah. So Blue Box Volume 2, Dr. Stone Volume 24. One more to go to wrap up that series. Dragon Goes House Hunting Volume 8. I'm a fan of this one. It's pretty cute and silly.
I'd wanted to check it out, but I never got around to it.
It's mostly slice of life, but you got the fantasy world, and if you like a home real estate and fantasy characters and a talking dragon, you're in luck with this manga. Elusive Samurai Volume 4 came out this week. How Not to Summon the Demon Lord Volume 15. And Ice Blade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. And this one has a brand new anime debuting this season, if anybody's interested.
So that's Volume 3.
Yes, Volume 3.
Yeah. This next one, the chubby one, I have notes for. I'm kind of chubby and I'm your hero. This is from 7C's new BL line, $14.99. These are my notes for the video when I do get my own video out about the new releases for y'all who are watch my stuff. So basically, the chubby character is an actor or an aspiring actor named Punjiro, who fears that his weight might come between him and his dreams of becoming an actor. But then he receives a package from his first fan, a local pastry chef whose support helps to instill Punjiro with new confidence.
Sorry.
So it sounds like kind of a wholesome little series.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's part of their new BL line.
What was the name of that line?
It's just BL.
It's BL. Oh, okay. Gotcha. We talked about the logos, but I didn't remember the name.
Yeah, they have 7C's BL and 7C's GL. They each have a little more for the logo.
Not Green Lantern, but Girls Love. Let's see. Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible, Volume 5. Lazy Dungeon Master, Volume 2. Magia Record, Puella, Magi, Madoka Magica. I don't like saying this name. I'm sorry.
But too much
Magia
in the name.
Record, Puella, Magi, Madoka Magica. There you go. Moriarty the Patriot, Volume 10. My Love Mix-Up, Volume 6 is coming out. My Senpai is Annoying. I like this one. It's pretty cute. Kind of silly, but I dig it. My Sister Cat, Volume 1. That cat is adorable.
My Time to Shine again. This one is a slice of life comedy about a family of humanoid cats that adopt a young human man.
Oh, it's a reverse on a typical cat manga thing.
Yeah, so like my sister, the cat, that little cat is the little sister in the family, but like the back cover shows them, and it's like, you know, the mom and dad are about as tall as the boy. He's like a teenage, like an older teenager, and he's like holding his little sister. So like, you know, it's supposed to be like a slice of life, just family comedy type thing. It looks like it's meant to be really wholesome.
Speaking of cats,
Yeah.
Night of the Living Cat, Volume 2, finally coming out. No longer allowed in another world.
This is another volume.
Yeah,
so
it's an isekai.
The main character is an author who wants to die, and he wants to find the perfect place to die. But no matter what he does, every situation turns out okay. So he effectively cannot find a way to die and or kill himself.
Yeah. And if you guys have read the No Longer Human from what's his name? Junji Ito, it's based the original version of Osamu Dazai's novel, and this is a fictional version of Osamu. Anyways, One Piece, Volume 101. Parallel Paradise, Volume 12. And I think that's it. Prince Freya, Volume 8.
Bunch of PSR books.
Yeah. I think there's one here. Queen's Quality, Volume 16.
That's one of Colleen's favorites. So if they were here, they'd be whooping for that one. But also, we all thumbs down at Romantic Killer.
Romantic Killer, Volume 2. Man, what a controversy.
The gang is counting days before the last volume comes out, so we don't have to see it. If you don't know basically the minutes of the situation, Romantic Killer it was published in Shonen Jump Plus. It's a shonen manga. Viz brought it under to the Shoujo Beat line. They are referring to it as shoujo, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. But the real problem is Viz just doesn't seem to care about the Shoujo Beat line at all anymore. And they don't make it easy for people to get a lot of the series that are from that line. Yet all of their marketing, like the only series that they're marketing is Romantic Killer. They have, you know, influencers making videos. They had a video drop today of them asking people to read the first chapter at Anime NYC and say what they thought about it. So like, it's just the situation is very like weighted against the actual like shoujo titles that are at the Shoujo Beat imprint. And further, every round of new announcements, there's never like any of the, if you pay attention to like what the shoujo fans are asking to be published in English, what they really want to see, it's never Viz that picks those up. Viz always goes for older complete licenses that are like 10 years old, that people are like, we've been there and done that. We don't need that one anymore. Like, we want this other thing. So like, it's just the fact that they're giving so much focus to this one, and like, you can read it and enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, that's great. Or maybe you watched the anime on Netflix and thought it was great. That's fine. Like, that's your opinion and stuff. But like, most of the people who have read it, like on the shoujo side, they're like, it's just not a really good series, and it did get canceled. Like, it did poorly in Jump Plus, and it was canceled. So it's just a big doo-doo situation for everything there. It's just really annoying.
Like you said, watch the show. Don't read the manga.
Yeah, if you want to check it out, it's the first season is on Netflix for you.
This is not manga, but
Gorgo
is super cool. You might want to pick that up. And Succubus and Hitman Volume 3. I'm alone in liking this one, but I don't care. I dig it. It's super graphic though. Just a heads up. Titan's Bride, Volume 2, Unwanted Undead Adventurer, and Who Wants to Marry a Billionaire, Volume 4. Oh, and World's Fastest Level Up. World's Fastest Level Up. Sorry.
It's a
light novel.
First volume of a light novel.
Yeah.
All right. To the 10th.
Okay. Let's go do this again. Share my screen.
There's a lot that I can mention. A lot of new volume ones and stuff for that week.
We're going to switch over to Right Stuff because they have all the pretty pictures. This damn book is finally coming out, Under Ninja, Volume 1.
You know, it's funny. Denpa, like someone online said something about like, hey, it's finally available this month. And Denpa tweeted or retweeted them and they were like, it was available in November. It's like, y'all were selling it like yourself through your store.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, like you didn't have it out at like Barnes and Noble and stuff or Right Stuff. Like, come on, just the way it was worded. But like Ed over at Denpa is kind of like just kind of a straightforward, monotonous toned person that I feel like anything he says might come across as being. But like, it was just funny when I saw that. I was like, dude, no.
Over here, we got Vinland Saga, hardcover volume 13, or volume 13. Saint Seiya, Saintia Show, volume 15. Is this the last one?
16 is the last one. And
damn it.
When I looked at it, it was solicited for this month, but I guarantee it's going to get pushed back.
Oh, for sure.
That looks like it'd be the final volume of Vinland Saga, just the cover.
Yeah, and this is the friends we made along the way. Yeah. The end.
It looks like so many other covers that have just that group shot.
Number 6, Omnibus, Volume 1. I know a lot of people are excited for this. I kind of want to check it out myself.
The first 3 volumes, I think this is going to be 3 total of this sci-fi shoujo series about the student Shine who lives in the seemingly perfect city, number 6, but everything he knows about the city is going to be dashed away when he meets a boy known as Rat, who begins to help Xion. Oh, I think I got auto-corrected on here. I said Shine, but his name is Xion. Xion discovered that number 6 is not all what it seems.
Yeah, baby. 3 Omnis, because it was a 9-volume release in Japan. Yeah. Or the original release, whatever. You know what I mean.
Right.
The 7 Deadly Sins manga box had 3. This contains, just in case, let me check. Does it say?
15 through 21. So this is half.
There we go. Thank you.
I think it's 42 total and a reversible poster.
There you go. So if you don't want to get Omnibus editions and want the box set, get that.
No scratch and sniff stickers with that release.
No. So, Pleasure and Corruption, Volume 6, and Help, Volume 1.
Final volume of Pleasure and Corruption. And that one is kind of a spicy psychological drama in high school. I haven't started reading it yet, but as far as I understand, like the boy is caught like trying to take pictures of the girl, and then she's like,
"Oh, he's a creep."
I'll let you not get in trouble if you do stuff for me. And then Helk, this is a new series going to the Shonen Sunday line. It was a digital publication from the Ura Sunday magazine, digital magazine, about basically a demon lord has been defeated and there's a tournament to see who will be his replacement, but the leading contestant is the human named Helk, and the demons are not too happy about that. It ran from 2014 to 2017, and it was 12 volumes total. But I was looking at Wikipedia yesterday, and they have there was a re-release version of it, and it shows that the English version is they're releasing the re-released version, and all it shows for the re-release is 7. So I don't know what that means, because this is only 200 pages. So I don't know if that means that this is only going to be 7 instead of the 12, it's condensed or whatever. Or if Wikipedia is just off. I couldn't find confirmation of that anywhere. But either way, it's going to be 7 or 12 volumes. I'm excited. This sounds like a lot of fun.
Yep. I think this is also getting a show.
I think so. I think that is correct.
Another high-profile release for all the 90s kids out there, the Ghost in the Shell fully compiled edition. An all-in-one Omni, if you will, hardcover, everything in the show. You got the first book, you got 1.5, and Ghost in the Shell 2.
Yeah, the original 3, the ones that are in the box set that you can get, they're all just pulled into one hardcover. So you have the box set. It's like the same trim size. You really don't need to get this, but if you like the idea of everything just being in a single volume, this will be a good way to get it.
Mm-hmm. Machi Maho, I messed up and made the wrong person into a magical girl, volume 11.
I like the just batshit crazy covers. Like there's so much going on, and the title is
great. Yeah,
I don't know. Like usually, I think I'd be turned off by how much is going on the covers, but every time I see that series, I'm like tempted.
For that one, yeah, for that one it worked, I think, because the premise is already so chaotic. I think it matches the style.
Yeah.
Given volume 7 and Kaiju number 8, volume 5. I wonder. I'm looking forward to. Hey, Kaiju number 8, volume 8 is coming out. Looking forward to saying that.
I wish like when series did that, like Ice Shield 21, volume 21 should have been like a big deal in my opinion.
Deluxe edition or something deluxe. Yeah.
Like it should have been like some really cool cover with like
gold foil maybe
work, but like I don't know. I was a little bit disappointed when that volume came out when I was in like high school, and there was nothing special about it.
Let's see over here. A Galaxy Next Door, volume 4, and Mashal, volume 10. I need to catch up on A Galaxy Next Door. I only have the first book.
It's fun. It's cute.
It is getting a show. Both of these manga are getting anime this year in the spring and summer seasons. So I'm looking forward to them as well. Cast? Is it Cast? Heaven? Cased?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. CASTE Heaven, volume 8, and Dandadan volume 2.
Dandadan 1 was definitely interesting, and I'm very much anticipating continuing reading it just because of how like weird it was.
It's so bonkers, yeah.
Because it's like I don't know what to expect going forward whatsoever. But I know a lot of people were turned off by the first volume, and they're like, yeah, no.
It's weird because a lot of people were hyped going in, and I noticed volume 1 is readily available compared to other series that are super hyped.
I think it was also, it might have been printed en masse for anticipation because it was something that a lot of people were excited about, and it was something that was also, because of the creator, it was being compared with like Chainsaw Man, and they probably wanted to make sure that they didn't have another Chainsaw Man situation where volume 1 like immediately went out of print. Oh yeah.
Also, this one, if you guys want to try it out, it's on the Viz app, the Shonen Jump stuff. You can check it out there, or Manga Plus. My Happy Marriage, Volume 2, and Noragami, Volume 25. Not to be confused with the Noragami Omnibus, which is something else entirely. Same series, though.
2 of the Omnibus, or no, 2 already came out. Is 3 this month? I don't know.
Volume 3 is this month, I think.
Okay. I need to read. I read volume 1. I haven't read volume 2 of the Omnibus yet.
Gleipnir. Wow. I haven't seen that in a while. Volume 12. And When Will Ayumu Make His Move? Volume 9. Ayumu is super wholesome. I do recommend that. Gleipnir, not so much.
Are they playing shogi or whatever in Ayumu?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saw the little tiles. Yeah, Gleipnir, I read like the first 6 or something because I liked the art on the covers, but I don't know, it just really didn't do well.
I only watched the show and didn't like it, and I tried reading some of the manga. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll pass. Case Closed, or Detective Conan, Volume 85, and Fly Me to the Moon, Volume 15. I need to catch up with Fly Me to the Moon because I saw one of the later solicits and it looks super wild. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right? I'm like, I thought this was super wholesome, and then that cover's like, whoa, okay. I need to check it out.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I was gonna make a joke that like I'm surprised they can name it that, considering the stuff with the song being used in Evangelion.
Yeah. Mao Volume 9 and Pokemon Adventures XY Volume 4. X and Y, sorry. Ice Phoenix is asking, are the D Greyman Omnis good?
Specifically the build of them, they're the same quality as like any of the other Viz 3-in-1s, like One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. They're not built for quality so much as they are for affordability. So they're thinner paper and stuff like that. So if you care heavily about the quality of the build of your books, I would say try to track down the single volumes. Also, it's going to be probably a while before they print. I think they only have 8 out right now, and I don't know if they're planning on doing a 9th one. If they are, it's probably going to be a really long time. So you're going to wind up mixing and matching with stuff. If you mean the quality, I haven't read it in a long time, but yeah, D Greyman is a great series.
There you go.
D Greyman.
The Gray Man, Skip Beat 3-in-1, Volume 15.
That's the same type of quality as the De Greyman books.
I should point out volumes 43, 44, and 45 in this edition. And I really want to own this, even though I know it's not the greatest thing, just because it's yokai related. Yokai Watch, Volume 20. I like that cat. He's super cute.
I do that with so much kaiju stuff, like the number of kaiju movies I have just because it's a kaiju movie.
Exactly. I do have the game for Yokai Watch, but I would like to own some of the manga just for fun.
This one, that's a you right there. Malevolent Spirits, Mononogatari.
Yeah, baby.
Hyoma despises Tsukumogami. The spirits dwell within old objects. Gio has talked about these things before.
Yeah.
You should be well aware, viewers, of what a Tsukumogami is. To quote Gio, this is what a lot of Pokemon are based on. Things like Klefki are based on Tsukumogami, right?
Yep, perfect.
I listen to Gio. I know these things. So when I saw this, I was like, he's on a mission to use his supernatural powers to send the Tsukumogami back to their own world. However, his grandfather sends him to live with a girl named Botan, not to be confused with the character from Yu
Yu Hakusho, yeah.
Who lives with an overprotective Tsukumogami, which might be more than Hyoma can bear.
That I really want to check it out. There's an anime debuting this winter season. So if you, I always recommend the shows as sort of your guide. If you like the show, and pick up the manga. I will probably do both because, again, I like the yokai stuff.
It's funny because, like, I feel like I know we talk about every single one of these 7 Seas solicits when they happen, and I, like, almost always completely forget what they were. And so when I saw this pop up, I was like, what is this series? And then I read the description, and, like, I have no memory of talking about this before, but I knew, like, reading it, I was like, yep, that's a Geo book.
Yeah. I'm super looking forward to it. It's a cool premise, and it's about a guy controlling his rage. So
yes,
it has potential for some emotional plot.
Yeah.
The other book coming out is The New Gate, Volume 11 from One Piece Books. Don't know anything about that.
I don't either.
No,
it's always weird series that, like, I've literally never heard of, and I'm like, there's 11 volumes of this.
There's 11 volumes. Let's see over here. Okay, let's go by. Oh, some. It's all right. It's just fictional boobs. This I already ordered, and it's not the witches.
The night.
I ordered the Night Blooms Behind the Castle Walls. So I'm looking forward to getting it. I really want to talk about it on my channel because it looks gorgeous.
It's a slice of life fantasy series that follows Rosa, the young woman on the cover. She wants to become a knight, and basically it follows her going through all of the various tasks that she must face to reach that ultimate goal.
Yep. Art looks fantastic, guys. If you can check out a preview for it. or maybe I'll show it off after this. But it looks great. Witches of Now this is weird. I don't know why Witches of Adamas is here because it is extremely perverted. Like the plot is about sex.
Okay.
I mean, sure, it doesn't show the actual act, but you would think they would not have it here and sell it. They would sell it elsewhere, but it's here. Witches of Adamas, volume 4 of that.
Really suggestive white stuff on her.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys, it's a manga. We joked about it. Jess loved the premise. He thought it was so stupid, and we got a good laugh out of it. It's a dude that when shoot, how do I say this without getting demonetized? At the end of the sexual stuff, diamonds come out of his unit, and they are gonna get the diamonds and sell it. I don't know. It's crazy. Speaking of crazy, Hunting in Another World with My Elf Wife, Volume 2. I know it's not going to be the best thing ever, but I kind of want to check it out because it's a couple and they're doing Hunting in Another World.
The other one, You Like Me, Not My Daughter, that one's got a weird... I didn't check out the first volume, but it's like... That's the one where she is... I don't think it's like her niece or something, but she raises her. And they live next door. Like her niece is in high school and she's like late 30s, early 40s or something like that. And their neighbor is like a young 20-something-year-old dude. And he like keeps coming around and she thinks that the guy is interested in her daughter / niece, but he's interested in her. And she's just like, what? So basically it's a MILF manga.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
I don't know, man. Like I try a lot of random shit now. But I couldn't get myself to jump into this one.
Yeah. Also, I assume this is breakfast.
I was going to say tomatoes look like so perfect.
I don't know about tomatoes with eggs. I don't know. I'm not a super fan of that. Although I do have them in a burger, but whatever.
I usually don't eat tomato, like raw tomato, because I feel just personally when I eat it, like they're usually way too juicy and it just gets everything wet.
Gotcha.
So when I eat burgers and sandwiches, I usually have them remove the tomatoes because of that reason. Like it's just a personal thing. I don't dislike the taste of tomato. If it's in a salad, usually it's fine. My grandmother makes a really good like tomato onion salad. That's a traditional Chilean dish. Nice. I love that, but that's just my personal like, and I wouldn't, that dish right there, the tomatoes look perfect, but I probably wouldn't eat them because that's just kind of random, like a piece of tomato. I
do an egg, sausage, and
lettuce and cucumber, and it's like a side salad for your breakfast.
That's weird. I had a friend once that would eat salad as dessert instead of ice cream and candy and stuff. He was weird.
Did they use something sweet in the salad?
No, just the salad. He would eat it after the dinner plate.
It's weird.
I don't know.
As
I
like
got some weird friends. Speaking of weird, let's continue with that. Dungeon Toilet Volume 3 is coming out. Those are some really weird eyes. This looks like a North American cover imitating manga art in the 90s.
Yeah, this is one of those learn to draw manga type things.
And the next one is an isekai. It's Drugstore in Another World. It's actually pretty. It's average, but it has a cute wolf girl in the cover, so I'm sure people would get it for that. Dungeon
Toilet looks like one of those Viz Media April Fool's manga.
Yeah. Oh, good eye. I forgot about those. Chilling in Another World with Level 2 Super Cheat Powers, Volume 5, and Is Love the Answer?
Is Love the Answer? Let me tell you about this series. It is... Hold on, I have it here somewhere.
From the creator of Mina-kun is Asexual.
another asexual series. A girl has spent much of her life wondering about love since she's never had feelings for anyone more, nor any desire for physical intimacy. After years of wondering, she begins to realize that maybe the feelings she's been seeking may not exist at all, and that is perfectly normal. So essentially, I guess it's a single volume release where the girl discovers her own asexuality and discovers that it's okay for her to be that way.
Yeah,
she might be aromantic. It sounds like she's both aromantic and asexual. Like she's just not interested in other people.
Gunbird Sisters, X-Sisters, Volume 3, and Afro Samurai, Volume 2.
That's the last volume, of course, of the reprint. And if you haven't seen them, the reprint for Afro Samurai is printed in the same dimensions as like a standard paperback from Marvel or DC. Mm-hmm. So very oversized, really well put together, new editions. So if you, like many people out there, did not have the old 7 Seas editions from when they came out like 15 years or something ago, add it to your collection with these.
Nice. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world 2, Volume 2. And the Tatsuki Fujimoto Before Chainsaw Man 17 to 21 short story collection.
So it's from when he first made his first published manga when he was 17 years old. Yep. This is all of his one-shots from 17 through 21 years old. This is the first of the 2-volume set. So the next one should be like in 2 or 3 months or so coming out. So yeah, a lot of Fujimoto's early one-shots finally available in English for the first time.
Here it is, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Saint Seiya Show, Volume 16.
That is the final volume of the only Saint Seiya / Knights of the Zodiac spin-off that we've ever gotten in English.
And I can't read the font. I'm sorry.
So I have it here. Yeah. It is apparently disillusioned adventurers will save the world. The ultimate party is born. I just read the first chapter of this earlier. And basically there's an adventurer named Nick, and he is betrayed by his teammate, and his old party abandons him. Yeah, and so he goes on to try and it's his on the back. He's betrayed by his teammate who accused him of embezzlement, then kicked out by his mentor, and then his girlfriend dumps him. So he's lost everything at this point, and Nick winds up finding other people who are kindred spirits to him and forming a new party, and it is wrapped in plastic for those who care. And I was curious why, and I read the first chapter and there was nothing there, but then pretty soon in the second chapter there is full frontal nudity, and I don't know if it's just a single instance of that or if there's more, but I'm flipping through it now. But if that's something that there's some other stuff in here a little bit. But anyway, it does have some nudity, so you're not down with that, just keep in mind. Yeah. And of course, this is, as most of these long title series, it is a light novel adaptation.
And it does have an anime that's airing right now. I did a mini first impressions on Twitter because I've been doing that on my Twitter account. If you want to follow me there. Yeah. First episode was it was all right. I'll keep watching, but it was all right. I like the magical girl, whatever, because she has an oversized hat, and I love the aesthetic of oversized witch hats. Super cool. Anyways,
get you a girl that wears an oversized hat.
Bungo Stray Dogs Volume 22, and Bungo Stray Dogs Beast Volume 4.
So many stray dogs.
Beast needs some catching up to do because Volume 4 and the other one's 22. Damn. Cheeky Brat Volume 5 and Doomsday with My Dog Volume 1.
They didn't that's the only Volume 1 Yen Press didn't send me this month, and I'm guessing it just wasn't available yet, and they try to get stuff to me before the first week of the month. But this one, there's the teenage girl. I remember we talked about this and had trouble because it says something about Haru, and it made it sound like both the girl and the dog were named Haru. But anyway, teenage girl traverses the post-apocalyptic world with her dog Haru, making the end of the world a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, so it's a Shiba Inu, obviously.
Uh-huh.
It's a 4. I think this is a 4 Koma series. I may be mistaken.
But it's a dog manga. We don't get a lot of those. So
yeah. This one is hot and spicy. The elder sister like the elder sister like 1, volume 6. I recently learned that this is based off a what do you call it, the fan manga before they're published, dojinshi. Is that yeah, it was that, and it was a lot spicier. So when it got picked up for manga, legit publication, they toned it down, and it's more like a ecchi series now, and it has more plot. But the Jinchi, thank you.
More plot or more plot?
Both.
Okay.
Apparently, I do want to check it out, not because of this cover, you weirdos, because it sounds interesting. It's a kid that now has a sister who's a demon creature, something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hakume and Mikochi, Volume 10. I've heard great things about this. Never read it.
Same.
But it looks really pretty.
Looks like
Pikmin.
Looks like Fraggle Rock.
Or Fraggle Rock or Pikmin or something like that.
I don't know the lyrics to Fraggle Rock.
More plot, less plot.
More.
I'm quitting heroing, Volume 1, and In Another World with My Smartphone, Volume 7.
I'm quitting heroing. This another light novel adaptation. This one has the main character defeated the. So the main character, the hero dude, he defeated the demon queen Echidna, no relation to Knuckles. Mm-hmm. And when he returned back to his village or town or whatever, surprising to him, no one was thankful. No one praised him for this. Instead, they tried to attack him and did not trust him whatsoever because they were afraid of him. Like, one man is so strong to be able to defeat the demon queen. So he leaves the town and then he heads back to the demon queen to try and start working for her. And he literally, like, it starts with him applying for a position in her army.
This also has an anime. I watched it last spring, and it's a lot of fun. I do recommend the manga, and I do recommend the show. It has a really cool twist towards the end that I can't say here because it'll ruin the fun, but it's a really nice twist. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and try it. Where am I? Okay, you're in. Carnival, Volume 14, and PTSD Radio, Volume 2. This cover for PTSD Radio disturbs me more than the first one. Because it looks like an allergic reaction to something.
There's a third one of these because these are 2-in-1s, and then the third one is the last of the series that's available now. I think we touched on it last week that the creator put that series on hiatus like 4 years ago, but he finally came out about why, and he said it was because so many weird things were happening around him and in his studio and stuff that was like relating to what he was writing about. So he was like, this is too much, I have to stop. And that's why the series after Volume 6 has been on hiatus for like 4 years. But honestly, like, it's something that, while there is kind of an ongoing plot, it's more entertaining because each chapter itself is just this weird, just little vignette of horror. Mm-hmm. And even though they connect and have a bigger plot, it's just entertaining to like be frightened by the just grotesqueness of some of the artwork and stuff that happens in there.
What them lips do. I'll tell you what, Baz. Those lips tried the tomatoes from the other manga that we talked about, and he happens to be allergic to tomato, and that's why his lips are like that.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
Yes. Oh my God, here we go again.
Another one. Magia Record, Puella,
Thank
Magia,
you.
Madoka, Magica, Another Story.
It's
Volume-
like many words strung together, and just read them out loud.
Story by Magica Quartet. So they have their own like people who are doing this.
Oh
No
my
longer
God.
Heroine 2. I really liked the first volume of that one. It's a school life shoujo series where like the main character, the female lead, believes herself to be the quote heroine of the story, and so she's like, I will always be the heroine, like the guy will go for me. And then one day she finds that her crush is like dating her friend instead, and she starts to realize that she's not the heroine, she's a side character.
Oh, that sucks.
It's funny. It's got like just funny reactions from her and stuff. It's I would compare the way that she's drawn, like her reactions, to Asurpa from Golden Kamui, like her
Really?
faces that she makes.
I would not get that from that cover.
I know you wouldn't, but like if you read it, like the way that but most of Golden Kamui's covers, you wouldn't really think that either, except for like the Shiraishi covers.
Yeah. Good point.
That's my boy though, Shiraishi.
Pandora 7, Volume 1. And
Gotten to read the first chapter
look
yet.
at that. This is so meta. I'm looking at the screen, and you have it right there.
It's a thick boy too, but I haven't read it yet. This one is also not maybe, I don't remember. I don't remember if this is based on a light novel or not, but the description, Pandora's Box must never be opened, scale, wing, vine hair, none of that mattered to Leah because her friends and mother loved her. She lived happily and peacefully an almost worry-free existence as the sole member of Humania on the island. Of course, she dreamed about meeting others of her kind, but she never really expected the joyous days to end until they did. Until humans arrived and attacked her friends and family, until she opened the box, and so began her lonely quest to save them all.
Nice. I'm looking here, and it doesn't say it's based on a light novel on any list.
Starts off with some really nice color pages, like
nice.
Really great color. I feel like I'm gonna read this and really enjoy
Pandora. It's like Avatar.
I know, right? Crazy. They had to put this out right in time for
Way of the Water. Saga of Tanya the Evil, Volume 18, and High Score Girl, Volume 10.
Final volume of High Score Girl. There's a currently ongoing sequel series where they're like the kids are grown, and I think the main character is a teacher, if I'm not mistaken. Now, but it has not been announced to be getting an English print just yet. But that is the last volume of High Score Girl.
Sword Art Online Phantom Blit Volume 4 and Tsubaki Cho Lonely Planet Volume 2.
I think that was the same. Tsubaki Cho it's the same creator as something else. I'm not 100. Mika Yamamori. We were talking about it last week.
Mika Yamamori is. She worked on Purple Love. Daytime Shooting Star.
Yeah. So we were talking about it because I was talking last week or whatever about Clear Moonlit Dusk.
Oh, that's that one.
My favorite new ones, and that's where Colleen was saying that you can see from like this and Daytime Shooting Star like a progression of Yamamori's artwork. But I haven't read this one because I was specifically told that it's not very good, so I avoided picking it up. But people, I know there are people that like it, so I don't want to trash on it because I haven't read it.
Your Forma, Volume 1.
This one is a light novel adaptation.
And from Shuzoshimi, Welcome Back Alice, Volume 4.
Welcome back Cotter.
Another long title. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skills to rise in the world. Volume 3. And we were just talking about this in the Clear Moonlit Dusk of Volume 2.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Another big one. I put it in the thumbnail because everybody and their grandmothers are excited for this, and you got both right there. Son of a gun. Oshinoko and Honey Lemon Soda. I have read Oshinoko illegally, and Honey Lemon Soda I've always wanted to check out.
I haven't read either of them yet, so you might have to give the description for Oshinoko. But Honey Lemon Soda, this was one of the shoujos that a lot of the shoujo fans were wanting to see licensed. So this getting announced was a huge victory back. I think last summer was when it got announced.
Yeah.
Uka Ishimori has one dream in life: to have fun in high school. As a self-avowed, dense, stone-faced introvert who spent all of middle school hardening her heart against a daily barrage of bullying, breaking out of her shell is easier said than done. Luckily, she's not alone. Kai Miura, a classmate whose blonde hair reminds her of the lemon soda he so enjoys, has her back. Step by step, she endeavors to cast off the shadows of her past and reinvigorate her life. So that was a big get for Yen Press. And then Oshinoko, if you want to give people real quick.
Here's the thing. Oshinoko is super popular. It started back in 2020. I've been keeping track of this manga for a while. This is by Aka Akasaka, same writer for Kaguya-sama. And the plot description that they give out, Yen Press, on their website, it barely scratches the surface as to how weird and funny the plot is for Oshinoko. So I'm going to vaguely do the same, but reveal more of it. You're following a character. He's a doctor. He's a gynecologist, and he is a big idol fan. His favorite idol goes in a hiatus all of a sudden, and he's devastated. Turns out she gets pregnant, and she appears at his clinic secretly. And I don't know if I'll say it. He delivers the baby, safely, and he doesn't know that there's a stalker around. Should I continue, Riley? Because it gets weirder from here.
Whatever you think, because I haven't read it yet myself, but I'm going to, like, within the next day, so I can make my video.
Okay, the stalker kills the doctor, and the doctor gets reincarnated as the baby that was delivered. So now he's the son of the idol. And it's about growing up in show business, and it shows the ugly side of that, and paparazzi and stalkers and fandom, and it's super wild, but a lot of people love it, and I'm excited for them. That it went there, Warren. Sorry that you have to hear that. It's wild because everything Gio is saying is chapter 1. Yeah, that is such a great hook that I don't know why Yen Press didn't run with it. And they just said, and a chance encounter will do blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's super vague. Just say the thing. That he gets murdered and is reincarnated as the baby.
Yeah, when the two are unexpectedly brought together, their fates become intertwined in ways that defy all reason.
That says nothing, in my opinion. But yeah, he's the child of the idol.
I remember
there's an anime coming out soon, by the way, as well.
When this got announced for the English release, I talked about it in a video, and I said that I was like, Yen Press did not even scratch the surface with that. Like it's like they don't want to tell you how batshit insane the concept is.
Exactly. But if you guys want to check out the show, that's a nice way to experience the story in case you don't want to dip your toes in the manga. I believe it's airing in like 2 something. The first episode is going to be like 90 minutes. So it's like a mini movie.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going all out for this one. Angels of Death, episode 0, volume 5, sure, whatever. This I want to talk about with you. Beastars, volume 22. I saw this and I said, oh, another volume of Beastars. And I did not comprehend that this is the final volume of Beastars. And I got really upset by it. Because this series, we've been talking about it since, 2019?
since it launched, this has been one of our like faves that we've talked
been
about.
talking about it on this show ever since we started doing manga themed episodes. We've been mentioning Beastars every month, and I don't know. I got a little upset by it, and of course I still have to get the book and read it, but it's gonna be weird not having Beastars on the catalog anymore.
I know, and I feel like they could have like
hyped it up a bit.
I was gonna say put the release of like Drip Drip after the final volume of Beastars, so that like they could bridge because she has Sanda right now, the Santa Claus series.
Yeah,
and I feel like maybe that gets licensed soon. Like there's gonna be new Viz licenses next month, so maybe that one gets announced. And if it did, like I don't know. I feel like they could have been like, all right, so Beastars, end of Beastars, Drip Drip, Beast Complex, because Beast Complex Volume 2 and 3 or 2 has not come out in English, has it?
2 is solicited and it has a cover. I saw it on
3 has also been announced for English release. It was in one of those like Edelweiss catalogs. So we have like they could have, you know, bridged things into eventually having Sanda, and then we could just have an endless stream of Haru Itagaki work. But but they didn't do that. But yeah, last volume of Beastars, I'm excited. For stuff that I love, I'm always excited to get the last volume. I'm always happy to wrap.
Oh yeah, for sure. Beastars, I really want to see how it ends. Fortunately, I have not been spoiled at all for this series. I'm genuinely excited to see how it plays out.
Me neither. Maybe the people who actually read it are too afraid to admit that they read it because of the like connotation that people have with it, and they're like, "Oh, if you like it, then you're a furry." And I've said it before. If liking Beastars makes me a furry, then fuck it, I'm a furry.
Yeah, I agree.
Great.
I love anthropomorphic animal stories. They're fantastic. I mean, look at all the Hollywood pictures that we've gotten with like Puss in Boots and stuff like that. You know,
what was that? The good guys? Was that or was
the bad guys?
The bad guys. Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Wolf.
Like a kid.
I saw half of it, and it was good. Yeah. So no more Beastars. That's sad, but we do have Beast Complex, so it's in the same universe. Two more cool ones. Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Volume 7, and Record of Ragnarok, Volume 5.
Thoroughly enjoying each in very different ways. Frieren is has a little more depth and emotion to it. Record of Ragnarok, it's just like cool to see what crazy ideas they come up with for like, because the concept itself is so like, you know, gods versus the alpha humans throughout history, and you're like, well, what the hell is a human supposed to do against a god? But like, they make it interesting.
Yeah, it's like a 90s comic in the best ways.
Yeah,
it's like Frieren is getting an anime this year, by the way.
Nice. Ragnarok's like a fighting game turned into
a fighting game. Let's go with that.
Like a Soul Calibur or
a Dreamcast fighting game.
King of Fighters.
Seraph of the End, Volume 26, and The Unwanted Undead Adventurer, Volume 8.
Someone wants her, I'm sure.
Speaking of undead, Undead Unluck, Volume 10, and I Want to Be a Wall, Volume 2.
I never picked up the first volume of that, but I heard that it was really good.
Nice. Lost Lad London. You've been reading that.
That is volume 3. Last volume.
Nice. And Love of Kill, Volume 10.
If you want a good little murder mystery series, Lost Lad London, wrapped up in 3 volumes, it's a good little read.
Overlord the Undead King O, Volume 9, and Multi-Mind Mayhem Isekai Tensei Sodoki Manga, Volume 6. That's a long name. Barbarities, Volume 1, and Triage X, Volume 24. This one's parental advisory, so don't read it with people around.
And you had brought up Barbarities like a few weeks ago.
It was a solicit, I think, on
Yeah,
one of the streams.
that this is also part of the Seven Seas BL line. The dashing, I don't know if someone's got to say, like, is it Viscount or Viscount? That's one of those words I've read but have never heard said before, as far as I know. Adam Canning becomes Lord Montague's bodyguard and soon meets his charming nephew Joel. Joel is too busy to notice Adam, which makes Adam want him even more.
Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Nice. Sakurai-san Wants to Be Noticed, Volume 3. And does a hot does a hot elf live next door to you? I wish. Just saying. If you guys know me, aside from the yokai, I'm a huge fan of elf girls. I probably shouldn't be admitting this on a new year, but I did it.
Is this a final volume? Because sometimes when they're wearing wedding dresses, that's
if it's not the Vinland Saga with everybody looking at the camera, it's this.
It's the wedding dress.
It's the wedding dress. Let me see. It says here, final volume. You called it.
Oh, snap. Let me...
Yep.
Does a hot elf live next door to you? Who publishes this one?
Ghost Ship, Seven Seas.
Seven Seas Ghost.
Of course they do.
And what is it, $13.99?
The $13.99 retail price.
All right, final volume. Cool. I just needed to take that note.
Yeah. I'll go back to that in a second because I do want to read the description, but let's keep going. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Fafnir the Recluse, Volume 1. This is another spin-off of Miss Kobayashi.
Spin-off, and I still don't know anything about Miss Kobayashi, and they're coming up with spin-offs left and right.
Yeah. I will say, I think you'd like Fafnir because all he wants to do is hoard his treasures and play JRPGs and video games. And he's voiced, and I forgot his name right now, the same voice actor that does Jotaro in Japanese from JoJo. Headhunted to Another World, From Salaryman to Big Four, Volume 4. Hey, they did the thing. Our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide, Volume 3. And Happy of the End, Volume 1, which I believe is from Kuma.
Yes, and that was delayed a few times, and so it's finally available.
The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest, Volume 10, and Beauty and the Feast, Volume 6. That's a nice looking plate right there.
I was going to say, I'm hungry now.
Damn. Mob Psycho 100, Volume 10. The anime just wrapped up last season.
I don't know what part of it is, because I haven't watched the anime, so I have no idea of like what they're showing here is in season 2 or season 3. But all I know is there's 16 total volumes, and Dark Horse is taking their sweet time releasing this series.
Yeah, the original manga came and went. The anime ended, and we're still 6 volumes behind.
The original manga, I'm pretty sure, was done by the time they started publishing it in English.
Oh my god!
So they could have done it like, you know, a monthly release, but they did at one point. I think it was between volumes 7 and 8. There was like at least a year, maybe more than a year between the volumes, and I'm almost absolutely positive in retrospect this was because of the move of like ownership for Dark Horse, and they just kind of put it on the back burner. But it was so annoying. There was the spinoff, the Reigen spinoff volume came out like in between that time, but it's just aggravating when I'm like, come on, y'all, like the series is done, just put it out.
Oh, yeah. The other one here is Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies Moved to a Starter Town, Volume 7. And over here, here's Noragami, Omnibus Volume 3, which has 7, 8, and 9 inside.
I really liked the first Omnibus. I had a lot of fun reading it, so I'm excited to keep going. I have the second one. I just haven't had a chance to read it.
Nice. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches, Omnibus, with volumes 27 and 28 inside.
Is that a last one? It doesn't. It maybe could be a last one.
Let me check. It doesn't say final volume. Nope, not yet.
Look it up independently.
Wow, 28 volumes of that. Damn. Yes, it's the last volume. It is or it isn't? Hold on. Let's do some investigating real quick.
I'm looking.
You can probably search faster than me.
I'm not getting.
7 witches. And the 7 witches. Las siete brujas. 28 compiled volumes.
That's it.
Well, those bastards lied to me. It doesn't say final volume. What the hell?
Sometimes they don't say it, and it throws me off, and I don't wind up getting to know. Let's see, where were we?
Thank you, Blacksmith Wolf. Thank you.
Yamada and the 7 witches.
Yep. Hot take: Mob Psycho 100 is a modern classic anime. That's not a hot take. That's a true statement, and it made my list for top anime of 2022. That final season was beautiful. Each episode, loved it, especially the one with the kids going to meet the aliens. I think that was one of my favorites.
A pretty popular take, actually.
Yeah, it was really well made. Bones just knocked it out of the park. All 3 seasons were great. Let's see. Let's keep moving here. Oh, this is something that's very near and dear to me because it's the only manga where I can say it replicates my real life. Wave, Listen to Me. We're finally getting a new volume of that. Here's volume 9. This is about radio, and I work at the radio business as well. A Condition Called Love, volume 1. Also, if you guys didn't know, this is by Samura, the same creator of Blade of the Immortal.
Yes.
So the art is just stellar on Wave, Listen to Me.
Condition Called Love, volume 1 is one of the most anticipated from like the shoujo folks. When this got announced, it was a huge deal. I don't remember what it's about though.
I got you. Let me narrate this thing. This is by the creator of Wake Up Sleeping Beauty, Megumi Morino. Hotaru is a 16-year-old high school first year who has always been ambivalent about love, preferring instead to have a lively life with her family and friends. So when she sees her schoolmate Hananoi-kun sitting in the snow after a messy public breakup, she thinks nothing of offering to share her umbrella. Ella. But when he asks her out in the middle of her classroom the next day, she can't help but feel that her life is about to change in a big way. It's by Kodansha. Cool. I did not know about this one. I mean, I remember the solicit, but there's that. Blue Period, Volume 12 is also coming out, and Kamen Rider Kuga, Volume 2. It's a very Marvel Image Comics looking cover for Kamen Rider. Just saying. I don't know, something about the hands. Or the hand, sorry. Are you still reading Blue Period?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am caught up, I think. Yeah, I'm caught up.
Nice. How Do We Relationship, Volume 8. And one of the best releases of January, in my honest opinion. You got to get this, guys. Polar Bear Cafe Collector's Edition. This is awesome.
A walking, talking, pun-loving bear who runs a serene cafe. Yep. The regulars include a love-struck zookeeper with a crush on the cafe's waitress and a panda who stops by after a hard day of being a panda at the zoo. I like the way they describe that. The panda who's being a panda. Join the cafe's colorful clientele through the seasons in this comforting and pawfully funny manga about daily specials, romantic complications, and working the coffee grind. I feel like this has the description gives me the same vibe as typical face bookseller,
Mm-hmm.
like just slice of life in like a
Yeah.
workplace,
I
like
can see that.
but this one's a cafe instead of a. And it's
Also, there are games like this. The what's the game? What's it called? Coffee Talk? Is that the name of the video game? It's an indie game where you're a barista and you're just listening to your customers, and they tell really insightful stories and like sad stories and happy stories while you're serving drinks. So, Polar Bear Cafe reminds me of that. Um, I'm sure it's not going to be as heavy, but I do recommend it. And it's a collector's edition, so it's a larger trim size.
it's it's weird that they labeled it collector's edition because it's not like there's a previous edition, right? Like this is the first time this is being published.
Honestly, I mean, it's yeah. There are other series that could have gotten the collector's edition treatment. Just saying, but I'll take it.
Like because it's 7Cs, and they whenever they do the oversized, they don't call it collector's edition usually. They just call it, you know, they'll just say like oversized trim.
Exactly. I don't know.
Nothing wrong. It was just interesting to me, like that they labeled it that way.
This I am also super excited about. Before we talk about the other one that everybody's crapping on, this is one of my recommended books of to start the year off. I love samurai drama and swordplay stories. This is Sword of the Demon Hunter Kijin Gentosho. It's about a demon hunter protecting the young priestess there in a forest temple. I'm not going to say anything else because there's a big plot twist that happens early on, and it's pretty wild and gnarly, and I'm a fan. I can't wait to get this. Oh, and My Secret Affection, which is one of the stupidest manga I've ever read in my life, that's coming out. Should I read it for the folks?
This is the one where the meteor causes. Okay, so you said you've read it, right?
Which one? No. I haven't read it. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, I was going to ask you because I haven't read it yet, but I'm like conceptually so intrigued by how this series works because it's all it says is like there was a meteor that came to Earth and it caused like no more heterosexual people. And the only person that escaped the effects of the meteor is the grandfather of the boy, I think, because he was in space. And so now I guess like the grandfather's kid and then grandkid also stayed heterosexual. And this girl happens to like, she gets dumped by her girlfriend and then she realizes that she has feelings for him. And she's like, there's a kind of very memed panel that gets thrown around where she's like, I'm heterosexual. Like she, like it's a shock to her, but like, it's so, I don't know. Did the straight people like die or did they just wake up one day and they were not straight anymore? Do the people have to like force themselves to bone for procreation's sake? Like there's so many things. And like also ultimately I'm like, why? Like she's upset. She's like, oh my God, I was dumped by a girl and now I know that I'm actually straight. Like my girl, you could be so many things. Like that's the part that really like makes my head spin is like, why is it so obsessed with a binary of sexuality between just like straight and gay? It's like Why the Last Man, but like manga.
Right.
And you know, Why the Last Man got a little bit of heat like when the show was coming out because times have changed. And now you have the series and they're like, oh, The Last Man, but like they had to say instead like, oh, anyone who has you know, XY genes was killed except for Yorick. So to like not to be more like inclusive in the definition of what man means.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of what it feels like here is like the idea is kind of outdated. And I know that the creator is pansexual and that I don't know if it was a woman or a non-binary person, so I'm just going to say they, and that they like received hate for it, but they were trying to present something about their own sexuality in the way that the story was told. But when they received the hate for it, like the flack about it, they said like, I did a poor job in presenting that. So like they knew that they didn't do the best job they could in presenting what they wanted to with this series. Thusly, the big question is, why is this getting published in English? Like it was a series that got canceled after like 2 volumes. It did not have a claim. And my only thought is like they tacked this on like, you know, government tax bills onto other bills to get them signed. And they tacked it onto a deal. So they were like, if you do this, we'll let you license this other title.
Or maybe they're going for the shock factor of the plot or something like that.
I don't know. But the other day when they tweeted it, like they tweeted that it was a new release coming this month, there were like, when I retweeted, quote tweeted, it had at that time like 400 quote tweets. And then I came back to it later in the evening and it had over 1,000 quote tweets on just in like every other tweet that Seven Seas had for new releases for the month. It was like the normal amount of stuff. And then that one was like 1,000 quote tweets, like everyone talking about it. It
was probably a super cheap license. That can happen too. Yeah.
It probably would be, but there has to be some reason that they would pick it up, because they're not just gonna like randomly buy it or randomly.
It sounds like World's End Harem, but shit. I want to do a tournament of World's End Harem, My Secret Affection, and Why the Last Man, because they are eerily similar, with the difference being the various degrees of horniness.
I'm guessing that the way that it works is this was a Dr. Stone type situation where like the thing happens and a wave goes over the earth that causes everyone who is straight to become gay.
Probably.
But, I just don't like, that's such a weird like concept narratively to have people just, what did they do? Like walk outside and they're like, gee willikers, I don't like ladies anymore.
I guess I'm gay now. Okay. Yeah. And how does the meteor affect other planets as well? Is it happening to other alien species?
Keep in mind it's only 2 volumes, so I don't think they got to answer that.
Maybe there's a huge gay overlord in the universe and he's sending all the asteroids to all the planets to gayify the universe. Could be that. I don't know.
Gay Martians, gay Venusians, gay Tarians.
Yeah. Moving on. Here is The Dragon Knight's Beloved, Volume 4, and Dungeon Dive, Aim for the Deepest Level, Volume 4. Dungeon Dive. Cool. Hey, this is pretty cute. Yokai Cats, Volume 2 in color. I still need to pick up Volume 1. I want to get that. And Momo the Blood Taker, Volume 3. You were reading this, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to continue with it. Like, I don't know.
I saw the first one at Walmart, of all places. Like, damn, is it that good? It's at Walmart?
It was okay, but I don't know if it warrants me picking up a 3rd volume.
Thunderbolt Fantasy Omnibus Volume 2 and Into the Deepest, Most Unknowable Dungeon, Volume 5.
And that's the end for Thunderbolt Fantasy, by the way.
Yes. There's 2-piece set, and Deepest Dungeon continues with Volume 5. Let's Buy the Land and Cultivate It in a Different World, Volume 2. And I got caught up in A Hero Summons, but the other world was at peace, Volume 5. I'd rather read the Cultivation. That's Cultivate. Gotcha Girl Core, Volume 2, and Real Account Omnibus Edition, containing volumes 18, 19, and 20. I Swear I Won't Bother You Again, Volume 3.
I don't
and Avatar. No, sorry. I don't know why that's there.
I am not a succubus.
I'm not a succubus, Volume 2, with a centaur girl. Okay. And Heavenly Delusion, Volume 5.
I did not notice that she was a centaur and that the other girl was riding her. What the hell?
And she's grabbed her waist and breast.
She got a handful right there.
Yep.
That's why she's like making that face. She's like, oh, you grab me too.
Wand Dance Volume 4, and I was speaking of this earlier, My Dress Up Darling Volume 7.
Wand Dance has been fun, but it's also something that, like, I think I've said it before, but it's a little confusing to follow like the dance moves on the page.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I'm Not a Succubus is actually hilarious, but very not safe for work. Yuri Harem Monster Girl Rom-Com. That's a lot. And I'll be honest, I kind of want to check it out. I like Monster Girl thingies because it's usually pretty funny. They play with the tropes of the monsters and yokai and all that nonsense. But I don't know if I'll read the manga or not. Whatever. Okay, still a couple more. Cherry Magic, 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard, Volume 6, and the final Neon Genesis Evangelion Shinji Ikari Rising Project, Omnibus Volume 6. So this one had a huge delay from 5 to 6, like years. And it's finally coming out, if I remember correctly.
I didn't put that one on there because I didn't know it was the final. Ikari.
Let me hook you up with that.
Roger.
That is by Dark Horse. The most popular Evangelion spinoff ever returns to finish the story.
What's the cover on that? Is it $20? 25?
$24.99 retail price. Let me check real quick and give you the correct info on the dates, because I know it's been forever since that came out. This was from March 2006 to May 2016, the original run. 18 volumes.
I thought you were saying that Volume 5 came out in March 2006.
Oh, no. Sorry.
I was like, holy shit.
But I don't know the dates for these Omni editions. Actually, let me check Dark Horse's website. Should have something. What am I doing? No, that's not it. Hold on. I'll check it out in a bit. Keep going. Sayonara Football Farewell, is this? Yeah, it's January. Sayonara Football Farewell, My Dear Kramer, Volume 15, and Fire Force Omnibus, Volume 2.
I had a ton of fun with that first Fire Force Omnibus. I know it's a super. I never read it before, and I know it's a super popular series, but I'd never read it before. I collected most of the singles, but I was waiting until finishing Soul Eater to start reading Fire Force. But then when they announced they were doing the Omnis, I sold those so I could get the Omnis. And at that point, I was like, I'm just gonna jump into reading the Omnis themselves. And I read Volume 1 of the 3-in-1, and I absolutely loved it. There's a little bit of like unneeded fan service stuff, like that one character. Like I don't get the point of her being that way, but like aside from that, it was a ton of fun, and I prefer it vastly over Soul Eater. Like Soul Eater, I'm like, it's fine, but like Fire Force is actually a lot of fun. So the fifth Shinji Ikari Raising Project Omnibus came out in 2018 January.
There you go.
So it's been 5 years.
5 years. So that's pretty crazy. Regardless, 5-year wait for that book to come out.
Absolutely.
The Evil Secret Society of Cats, Volume 2, which is probably from the same creator as Yokai Cats. Same font, I think. I'm in Love with the Villainess, Volume 4 of that.
I'm in love with the villainess.
Yuri, how do I say this? Espoir? Volume 3.
Espoir?
I don't know. Yuri Espoir. I like the color scheme. That's super bright and colorful.
Pastel colors.
Her Royal Highness Seems to Be Angry, Volume 4 from Tokyo Pop. Is that the last one? Are we done? Because we've been going for a while. Let me scroll back down a bit.
I don't think so.
No, we're not done.
Yeah, I
Oh
still
boy.
have you.
How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? Volume 10 and Yakuza Fiance, whatever the name is, Volume 2. Happy Kanako's Killer Life, Volume 6 in color. And I think this is the last one. I saw it, a survivor's true story of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima, whatever.
Same creator as Barefoot Gen.
Yep.
And it was previously released as just a single magazine issue type thing. And so this is the first time that it's getting released in graphic novel format. I thought somewhere I saw that it was hardcover, but I don't think it said hardcover here. So I don't think that that's right. But if you enjoy Barefoot Gen, or you just would like something that's about Hiroshima, this would be something that you can get.
If you want to get depressed.
Yeah, I
Go ahead and read that.
try to say whatever. I have a few manhwa releases also.
By the way, before you read that, notice that the two covers are really identical. Both screaming heads, but totally different context. Yeah, continue.
From Ablaze, there's The Restorer's Home, Omnibus Volume 1. Young man lives in a house he inherited from his grandfather, where he restores antiques to their original condition, but also has the ability to see souls, sometimes those of which are attached to the objects that he's restoring. Then we have Fight Class Volume 3, also from Blaze, the first manhwa omnibus, and both of these are $20. About the most famous high school class in a world where Korea is one of the leading nations in martial arts. Young Jitae is weak, but has a double-jointed body and the ability to read movement patterns while fighting. He meets Maria, a Brazilian student. They begin to train together in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, as well as begin searching for his missing father, who was a famous martial artist. And then this is listed under specialty books, but The Moon Over the Mountain from Vertical. This is the second in the Maiden's Bookshelf series of beautifully illustrated storybooks. This one adapts the story from the Tang Dynasty of a man who transformed into a tiger. These Maiden's Bookshelves, they are like kind of square dimensions hardcovers. They're small. They kind of look like little gold books, like those storybooks that we used to have as kids.
Nice.
And they're not narrative in the way that like manga is. It's like, you know, a storybook. Like you get like a picture and then words on there, but not like, you know, text bubbles or speech bubbles and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different. I bought the first in the set of the Maiden's Bookshelf because I was curious about them. I didn't read it yet because I mostly just bought it to like kind of see what the heck it is. But the artwork was very good, but they are expensive. They're $20 each for like 60 pages. So it's basically a glorified art book.
There you go. All of these books you can find at our sponsor's website when they come out. That is, of course, In Stock Trades, your home for all things collected editions. You can get your omnibus, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, and so much more, up to deals really from 42% to 60% off. You have to check out the website every week to find out. Orders of $50 or more gets you free shipping. And if you make an order week by week, you get that sweet loyalty discount, which tacks on an extra 2% to your discount. Fantastic customer service, wonderful packaging. That's InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibroslive here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Shout out to IST. Go check them out, guys. A couple more questions from the chat. Let me scroll back a bit before we wrap up. We are near the end. It's been a long journey. Glad you guys took that journey with us. Let's see. N-Man, you asked, not N-Man. I'm so sorry. It's late. It's like 10:42 my time. Next to Maginot. Sorry, because I saw the N and he immediately went N-Man. No. Geo, No Longer Human, the novel dropped last year and is supposedly the best English version to date. I don't want to read it. It's too sad. It's too depressing for me. Is I Am a Hero a good read? Yes, it is. Wait a minute. James wants to buy Jess The Witches of Adamus. Sure, why not? The Vinland Saga Deluxes. Riley, what do you think of that? Do you think people will continue getting the hardcovers, or are they going to double dip and get the 3-in-1s? Because I think they're well put. I can't talk. They're well put together. I don't know.
I think once we get closer to the actual release, that we'll probably see people make up their minds on that kind of thing. Like they're gonna make a decision based on what those books actually look like. And there might be enough of a difference that when they see it, they're like, yeah, I want to upgrade into those bigger ones, or maybe they're fine with what they have. I don't know, but it is it's going to be 3-in-1s, so they're going to be 50% longer than the hardcovers that are being released now, so to say.
They said they want to imitate the Berserk Deluxes.
Right. Yeah, they're gonna be that same trim and all that stuff.
Let's see. Gio Riley, apologies if you've already discussed this. Have either of you read Chojin X? And if so, is it any good? I tried reading it and it wasn't for me. I'm not a fan of the mangaka. This is blasphemy for a lot of people. I'm not a huge fan of Tokyo Ghoul and those type of stories. They're not for me. I try reading them. They're fun, but that's nothing I want to come back to. What about you? Have you read Chojin X?
No, I tried to read the first chapter when it first came out, and the first several pages I couldn't get invested, and so I knew that it was eventually going to get published physically, so I just told myself I'd wait, and here we are with it coming out soon. So, so yeah, my waiting has paid off, I guess.
Parker Ragnarok is great. Love the anime. Nice. Oh, this was about Oshinoko. He got isekai, but not really. Yeah. Riley better be wearing your furry suit next Manga Bros. Oh, because we were talking about Beastars. Got it.
The closest thing I have is...
oh, God. What are you going to show?
No, it's nothing. Like, I just got a sweater for Christmas that's like fuzzy.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's my teddy bear sweater. You see,
nice.
Like a wearing a blanket or whatever. It's extremely warm. Like for being such a small thing, it is very warm. So that's why I picked it out when I was at Uniqlo.
Cool.
And that is the closest to like a fursuit, I think is what they call them.
Kuma bear. Because Kuma is bear in Japanese.
Bear.
Gio, this is a very important question. If you got a choice between the hottest elf girl ever or Medusa, who will it be?
Turn you into a stone just looking at her.
No, we're talking about Inhumans Medusa.
Oh.
But she's a redhead, which is bonus points. But I think I'm gonna go with the elf girl.
Is Medusa not still involved with Black Bolt, or did they split?
I think she's still involved with him. I don't want her to cheat with the king, with another king, if you will.
I didn't know if they, because didn't they split at some point in the like that era of when during the Inhumans when like Black Bolt was in prison and like Medusa was doing everything herself?
Yeah. At the end of that, they get back together.
See, I didn't remember. I didn't remember because didn't she have a brief like fling with one of the other royal?
She had a fling with Johnny Storm in those magazines, which I thought was dumb.
Well, I thought she had something with another member of the Inhumans royal family.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. I might be
It's been a
making.
while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I read that, and it's not like, you know,
It'd be great if we had Omnis for the Inhumans, but Marvel doesn't care.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, it's been a little bit since they've really used them for much. Last I've seen.
The anime is the way to go for Kobayashi. Yes, definitely. You can check out the manga, whatever, but Kokyu Sinja, he has a style that it's not going to be for everybody. And I think Kyoto Animation elevated Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid into what it is. It wouldn't be as famous without the show. So I definitely recommend the show first, because even the art's better, in my opinion. We talked about the Vinland Saga book. There we go. Noragami. Warren does not like Noragami, but then James likes Noragami.
And I like Noragami.
You guys fight it out. I don't know. Does the bear maul anyone who gives the cafe a bad Yelp review? That'd be hilarious.
Is the cafe in a mall, and is Darth Maul there? Those are the other questions that need to be answered. Or does someone else maul the bear when they receive poor service?
Yep. Finish an Evangelion story? Yeah, right. Oh, I see what you mean. Nice. Oh, and Cleveland Brown has read Succubus and Hitman, so yes, good. But
so you're not alone.
Yes. I made a video on it, and I explained why I like it, but it has some really, really, really not safe for work stuff. And it is sexual, but it's not like hentai sexual. It's more like this is some pretty gross stuff that's happening. So I don't recommend it. It's not for the faint of heart. But it's so trashy and action packed. I dig it. They're talking in the chat about the unnecessary fan service in Fire Force. Unfortunately, yeah, that's a shtick for that character. But I like the series. I'm watching it via the anime. I gave my copies of the manga to Omar. I remember that. And I've just been sticking with the anime because it's done by David Production, and they've been killing it with that.
I just like when that aspect of her got introduced, I was like, what? Like, it's so out of nowhere, and it like there's no precedence for it. It just happens.
It just happens. Yeah.
And then like any time it happens, it just happens again. And it's not like, I don't feel like they're describing it as like her power or something. It's just like, oh no, I have this thing
where this bad luck with
has to happen around me. And I'm like, what is the point? It's literally just to have, it is literally just to have fan service there, because I'm sure like editorial was like, hey, can you put some boobies in this? And he's like, I'll figure it out.
She gets some powers later on. I'm not going to spoil it, but I really like her power set.
Okay,
it's something cool looking.
That is good. Something else got mentioned. Oh, David Production. I've probably mentioned it here before, but speaking of the fact that it's David Production, people, whenever I talk about like part 7 of JoJo's getting animated, and I've mentioned before, like, oh, well, part 7 will probably be in like 3 years ish, because there was 2 years between part 5 and 6, and the time increases between each part. And people, one of the common things that they'll say is like, oh, but like that was because of COVID. No, they were working on like Fire Force and very large amounts of other series, like not large amounts, but they had several other things going on in between during the pandemic, and Fire Force was one of those. And they're going to be doing more between part 6 and potentially 7, because Fire Force is not done yet. They're doing the anime adaptation for Undead Unluck as well. So the studio is getting bigger, and like, I know no one asked, but like, I just think about that kind of stuff.
No, I love talking about that, so don't worry. In between Golden Wind and Stone Ocean, David Production worked on Cells at Work, Fire Force, Ensemble Stars, Fire Force Season 2, Strike Witches, Cells at Work Season 2, 2.43 Saging High School Boys Volleyball Team,
Yep.
They did a movie, which is the House of the Lost on the Cape, or whatever it's called. And they're working on Spriggan.
Mm-hmm.
Ensemble stars again, Road to the Show, and they're currently doing Urusei Yatsura,
Yeah.
and they're currently working on Undead on Luck, and I think they're going to work on something else that's not revealed yet. So yeah, they're growing, so they got the staff now to handle multiple things.
Point being, though, they were working on a lot during the time between those two parts, and they're still going to be working on a lot. So the excuse that people give me when they're like, "Oh, well, that's because COVID delayed the production and shut them down." No, they were working on other stuff. Like they had a lot going on.
Speaking of COVID, did you know about the Uncle from Another World? I've talked about it on this show.
And how it like keeps getting delayed.
It got delayed again. We're missing the final episode because it started in July of last year. It was supposed to run for 3 months, 12 episodes, and then the studio was a hot zone for COVID and an infection zone, and everybody got sick, so they had to suspend everything. They delayed the rest of the episodes, 8 episodes. Eventually, they started back up again in October. They re-aired everything and started doing new episodes in November and December. And we were 1 week away from the finale, and then the same thing happened again.
Jeez.
And now we have no release date for the 13th episode of Uncle from Another World. So this has been a super long-running series. July 6th, 2022, and it's going to end soon, I guess, in winter of 2023. But it's a good one. I like that series a lot. It's really funny. Final questions here from the chat. Hey, here's Zen Man. I knew I saw you. Wait, I lost the comment. Where is it? You have a question for us. Okay, let me find it. I can't find it. Speaking of cafe bears, I fell off Akiba Maid War. Did we ever find out why a panda? The panda revelation is one of the best, coolest plot twist in that series. I was shocked and genuinely loved it. Please go watch it and let me know if you dig it. I love that series so much. Succubus and Hitman is like a B action movie, thank you, and a B horror movie. It had a baby and it has a lot of inappropriate sexual content, but it's a guilty pleasure.
Speaking of Noragami, apparently it's reaching its climax.
Good.
So it should end pretty soon.
Evil Monk. Sorry, I asked this already, but would you guys say you prefer finished manga over ones that are currently ongoing? I just don't want them to go on forever. I'm good with either, personally.
Yeah, I don't care. I am excited when something ends. If I'm enjoying it, I'm always excited to see how it wraps up. But I don't like if you were to dangle two things in front of me and one is concluded and one's not, I'm not gonna choose based on that aspect.
Omar doesn't read manga after 2007. Is that a joke from his channel? I had no idea. N-Man.
That's not true of Omar either, because I know that he has manga from after 2007. I think if he had said that,
we do love One Piece.
It's probably because like he's not buying a lot of current stuff, and he's just like, oh, he just puts an arbitrary number on it.
There you go. N-Man, I'm waiting for that question. I do have a question, but I haven't asked it yet. We're running out of time because I'm ready to bounce.
Are you gonna ask us whether you should buy the Yu Yu Hakusho reprints that are on Right Stuff right now? Because I mentioned it last week that you should buy those.
There's a new section at Right Stuff too, right? That says like what's in stock or whatever.
I don't know how to reach it from the homepage, but I looked it up on Google. Like I literally just searched like Right Stuff newly stocked or whatever like last week, and it brought me to that page.
There you go. Any update on the Adult Swim DVDs, Riley?
Yeah, I have a bunch of them.
Did you talk about that last week?
Yeah, I showed
Okay.
beginnings of them that came
I know
in.
you talked about it on our chat on Omnibros, but I didn't know you talked. I don't remember. And I'm like, how does James know about the swim DVDs?
Let's see.
I forgot.
So let me get I was looking at something else. First 2 volumes of Venture Brothers.
Nice.
After 2, I think all of them are on Blu-ray, so I'm going to get them on Blu-ray. I had this one already, but Tom Goes to the Mayor. This is the complete Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job, including the movie. The only thing I'm missing is the Christmas special.
Wow.
These are all trippy, fun.
I've never seen that before. I know the show, but I've never seen those DVDs. Wow.
This is just wild.
You should do TikToks about them.
Yeah, I'm waiting on a few to come in, and then I'll probably talk about them. Titan Maximum. I don't remember if I had that last week. This is one of my favorites. Is Super Jail. I believe that's the whole series, all 3 seasons.
Is that the one with the dog? No.
This is it's like just really bizarre, like inmates in a jail, and like the warden is the dude that like is wearing a purple top hat and stuff.
I haven't seen that, I think.
This is a bootleg complete DVD of the Squidbillies.
I only remember Squidbillies.
I think the first like 6 or 7 seasons are available officially, but when I was looking it up on eBay, there is a seller that was selling the whole series. Nice. And it's all 13 seasons. For bootleg, like this is pretty, like you can see there's like embossing on the cover. It's really
looks legit. I thought that was real.
Yeah, it looks 100% like it's legit. The only thing that looks less than legit is the actual discs themselves are a little like low quality because it's just printed on a CD, especially like this one with homie's titties right there. Like it's very pixelated. So,
but it fits for the type of show that it is.
Yeah, so this I was very sad. I haven't tested the disc, but I was satisfied at least with the production value of it. Space Ghost Coast to Coast, volumes 1, 2, and 3. Volumes 4 and 5 are very hard to get. They were only released via the Adult Swim store for a limited time. Like they were kind of like print on demand type of thing.
Wow.
And if you look on like eBay now, they go for like $100+ each. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna try and become lucky. C-Lab 2021 1 through 3. I have volume 4 on order. I just haven't gotten it yet. But I did just watch through all 3 of those seasons. Robot Chicken, I have 1, 2, and 3. They've released up to 7 in English. There's 12 seasons right now, and of course all the specials and stuff. But they stopped releasing physical in English, or not in English, in America, but they have 8 and 9 available in Australia. So anyone that wants to collect that who has a region-free player, you can get it that way. NTSF SD SUV, the spin-off Children's Hospital. Only the first season of like 2 or 3. I think it's 3 seasons. Moral Oral, only the first season ever got released, and I'm pissed off because this is one of my favorite Adult Swim shows, period. It is so good. It's not like it's dark. It's super, but it's very well done. Mike Tyson Mysteries 1 and 2. I think there's 3 seasons, but they never released the 3rd one physically. I have Home Movies 1 through 3, or no, I have 2, 3, and 4 here. But my volume 1, season 1, the guy was like, I can't find one of the discs, and he just canceled my order. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Nice.
3, fantastic, classic, one of the OG. From the creators that would go on to do Archer, Frisky Dingo.
That character freaked me out when it first came out.
This one I had not seen, but Eagleheart.
Eagleheart. I remember that. I didn't see it, but I remember the trailers.
Only the first season got released.
Wow.
Physically. This one is the entire season 1 and 2 of Delocated.
I remember that as well. Damn.
Check It Out, with Steve Brule.
Classic. Yep.
Seasons 1 and 2. That's all that we've got physically. The entirety of the Brack Show across 2 volumes. That one's a classic.
I love the difference between the 2 cover arts.
Right. One of them is like definitely the Brack
super Show. Legit, and the other one's like a super bootleg.
It's a stitch, cross stitching. The complete Boondocks.
Nice.
All 4 seasons, uncut and uncensored. This one is the only one of these sets that doesn't have the Adult Swim like logo anywhere on it. Like they separated from being part of Adult Swim with that. And then I've had this one for a while, but this is the complete Aqua Teen Hunger Force 20 disc set. It has everything except for the recent movie, which I have on Blu-ray. The one that came out like a few months ago. And then this was part of a box set that included a bunch of seasons. And so I bought the box set because I needed the seasons that were in there anyway. But the disc itself is a bunch of random pilots. And it includes, so it has the best of Totally Teens, Totally for Teens, which is kind of dumb little fake like talk show. Cheyenne Cinnamon and the Fantabulous Unicorn of Sugartown Candy Fudge. Korgoth of Barbaria, it's like a Conan knockoff. Perfect Hair Forever, which was like the only one of these aside from the last one that I really remembered because it was so ludicrous and I just remember like the song and stuff. And then most importantly, Welcome to Eltingville, which is based on the Evan Dorkin Eltingville.
Yeah.
And that one, I was so upset that it didn't get to go to series and they only had the pilot, but like so worth having this on disc. So there's not a ton that I'm missing. And then I have all of Metalocalypse, but I'm watching it right now. Like I actually was watching it while I was working today. And there's not a ton that I need to get that's left aside from like the rest of Robot Chicken, Children's Hospital, Venture Brothers. And then there's like the rare discs, like the other 2, Space Ghost, Lucy Daughter of the Devil, 12-ounce mouse. Mostly it's the ones that are left are like super hard to find.
What was the series with the dog? There was a dog that would talk or curse or something.
Well, like there's Pickles.
Is that the one I'm confused? Oh, okay.
But
I remember a foul-mouthed dog or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. That's because Mr. Pickles didn't talk. Mr. Pickles just like got involved in shit. Like,
let me see, Mr. Pickles.
He was like it was like Lassie, but
yeah. That's it. Sorry. That's the dog I was thinking about. Okay.
Yeah, that show's wild. It doesn't have a physical release though, and that's something that I learned. And like I'm glad that I started doing this because this is what we were mentioning in the Omnibros chat was like so many things are getting pulled now from streaming services, and there might not be a way to. No, I don't have Primal yet. But
does
that
Primal have a physical release?
Yeah, it's on Blu-ray, but it's easy to get, so I'm not too worried about it. Also, I have coming in, what's it called? The Black Dynamite. I have that one on the way. There's a couple that I have on the way, but shit. What was I saying? Oh, we're talking about like.
The physical release.
A lot of these physical, like you might not be able to stream these things, and so a lot of these are cheap. Like if you go on eBay, you'll see that a lot of these sets are going for fewer than $10, like for really good prices. And so if you do have any connection to any of these titles, right now is a really good time to seek them out, to add them to your physical collection. Because who knows, like with stuff disappearing on HBO Max left and right, they might no longer have a lot of these series on there that we've been enjoying. I also don't have Rick and Morty, but I don't have that one because since it's still ongoing and between every season they release a full like 1 through 3, 1 through 4, 1 through 5. I just figured I'd wait, and whenever they decide to end it, even that's not for like 30 million years, I'll just get seasons. I
have the first 3 Blu-rays, first 3 seasons on Blu-ray for Rick and Morty. I just don't want to get like a 1 through 5 and then have 6 come out, and then I have like so
And I feel like it would be way more expensive for no reason for me to get the individual seasons, and it would take up more space. So I'll just wait and see what happens, and whenever they decide to wrap that up.
Yeah, the 6th season comes out March on Blu-ray. March March 20 something. Yeah. We have the final question here from N-Man. Thank you, N-Man. He said no, he has all of Yu Yu Hakusho. He was trying to help out new collectors. He collected that series early 2020. Cool. The final question for the night. You guys talked about manhwa, but have you ever read Shaman Warrior? That was really popular in the late 2000s and early 2010s.
I remember it. I just never picked it up because it didn't appeal to me when it was coming out. So no, I didn't read it.
I like the covers for it, but I've never read it. Sorry. So that's going to be it.
I already have
a long episode. We already have a ton to catch up on. Riley, where can people find you on the internet when you're not here with us on Omnibros?
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram at the Omnibus Collector, and on Twitter at Omni Collector. My Instagram, I'm now putting my TikTok videos. Most of them I'm putting onto Instagram. So if you are not on TikTok, but you're on Instagram, you can see those there.
Nice. You can find my channel called The Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime and manga. Put out a video on the books I'm excited for this month on the channel. You can check that out if you can. Help a brother out with that. If not, you can chat with me on Twitter. I'm always there. Well, I try to be there as much as possible. Sometimes I'm not. I disappear. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you, chat. You guys are wonderful. Thank you to our sponsor, In Stock Trades. If you're watching this later, let us know what books you're picking up for the month of January and all the other random coolness that we discussed. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for a wonderful week, the first week of the new year. Next Monday, we'll be back with hauls, reads, and new releases for comics. And then on Wednesday, a comic book themed episode. And then Thursday, we do it all over again with another manga stream. So thank you once again. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next stream.